Welcome to News Desk. I'm your host, Gage Thompson. Coming up in this edition of The Stow, we take a look at the challenges faced by injured student athletes. Women basketball pulls ahead in conference plays, and the Student Activity Center has become a real hub for student life on campus. But first, we've told you before about the Coyote Village, the new student housing option based on the tiny home concepts. While it's nearing the end of the first year of the occupancy, Coyote Village received its first official blessing earlier this month. Students, staff, and even Schuler the service dog were on hand to bow their hands in prayer. Along with the smiles and goodwill, new housing plans were also unveiled at the blessing ceremony. We have more details on that on a later episode of News Desk. Kansas Wesleyan has a variety of choices for students looking for a hangout, a quick snack, or a place to get some homework done between classes. The Student Activity Center is one of these buildings that gives students this same opportunity, and student Candace Mallet shares why she likes it here.
I think the SAC benefits me as a student because I get to get my morning breakfast and get fueled for the day, and then if I ever have space during my classes, I'll sit at the tables and study in there. So yeah.
The SAC is also home to basketball and volleyball games, as well as Yotes, the Coyote bookstore, and a concession stand where students can grab a quick drink or snack. The KWU women's basketball team took on the Falcons of Kansas Christian College on Wednesday in Mabee Arena. The Coyotes headed into a matchup with a 2-2 record. They were able to cruise to a victory over the Falcons by a final of 98-27. Hampton Williams and Jocelyn Hall led the Coyotes with a 13-point each, and 3 other students also getting into double figures. The Coyotes take the court again on Saturday, taking on Ottawa with a tip-off set for 3 p.m. KWU is full of athletes. That being said, injuries tend to be common, but how do these young athletes deal with these injuries on their own? Today we interview Gavin Lambert, a baseball freshman at KWU who suffered a season-ending injury a month ago. We ask if the recovery process has been hard since he is on his own for the most part. This is what he had to say.
Being on my own, it makes everything tougher in my life, especially since I'm one-armed. Having this major surgery in my arm, it goes back to having surgery. I had to have my parents drive me to the hospital, drive me home. They took care of me for 2 weeks. And then just, the flight back, having to fly on the airplanes by myself, do all the security checks, that was tough. And then being on my own time, with PT, making sure I'm staying healthy with it, not overdoing it, making sure I'm getting my food in there, the class work, homework, dressing myself, showering, all those kinds of things, it just makes life more difficult like that. And being away from my family and all that, it just doesn't help. It makes everything a little harder, but I'm getting through it.
Injuries are the worst, and being away from home doesn't make the recovery process much better. But just know there's always people out there to help you. After a long day of classes and studying, KWU students just know where to unwind. Vibrant dorm lobbies are the perfect place to recharge and reconnect. Little moments like these make student life at KWU special and a place where you can study hard and play hard. Speaking of playing hard, students have been able to enjoy the chance to do that outdoor with the new pickleball courts, which made their debut this year. The game mixes tennis, table tennis, and wiffle ball all together into a single experience. Grayson Partlow is one of the students that finds the allure of the courts irresistible.
It's so fun that we have a pickleball court. We can just come out here and play when it's warm out and when it's nice or cold out as it is now, and we just get to have fun and mess around out here.
Not every athlete on campus comes straight from high school. A large population of athletes here are from junior colleges. This week we take a look at Cole Seagrave's News Desk reporters. Drew Wardell has the story. Drew?
A lot of athletes on campus come from junior colleges, giving them preconceived ideas about four-year schools and not only the level of play, but the academics as well.
I would say the main differences between school is that it's more valued here at Kansas Wesleyan versus at JUCO. It's kind of sports first. And for sports, I would say the athletes are a little bit higher on the level spectrum. Like most of them go D1 versus here we're just kind of all at the NAIA level. So I would say that's the main difference is, size and speed and strength.
Cole is coming off a JUCO All-American season at Hutchinson Community College where he holds the record for longest field goal made, as well as an impressive yet young K-Dub career as he also holds the K-Dub record for the longest field goal made. Reporting for NewsDesk, I'm Drew Wardell.
Now it's time to take a closer look at another student on campus with the Coyote Spotlight. In the studio today is the same person who brought us the last story, reporter Drew Wardell.
Thanks, Gage. So today we're joined in the spotlight with Shiloh Johnson. Shiloh, I just want to thank you for being here, first of all. And could you tell us a little bit about how you ended up at Kansas Wesleyan?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I actually play softball, and this is my second college. I started at a community college, got recruited there, played 2 years there, and then the coach here and the coach at the community college were kind of friends, and then he came and watched some of our games and then asked if I wanted to come on a visit here, took a visit, and then I loved the campus, and then I ended up here.
Awesome. So have you had any trouble adjusting to the four-year life?
Honestly, not as much as I expected because Garden City was a really small college and there weren't very many people. It was a small campus. Everyone kind of knew everyone. And coming here, I thought it was going to be a lot different and a lot bigger, but it's nice that it's kind of like smaller for a four-year. I feel like it's smaller for a four-year. It's not like one of those big like D1 colleges where nobody knows anyone. And so it hasn't been that hard of an adjustment.
Okay. So being on the softball team, have you made any lifelong friends so far?
Yes. My roommate, I live off campus and I have just one roommate. Her name's Justice. She's on the team too. And it's kind of fun because it's just me and her and we've gotten really close. And I also came to this school with another one of my teammates from Garden City. And it was nice because we got recruited together, and so it's nice that I have her here with me, and she's definitely a lifelong friend that I'll have for a while.
That's awesome. So with your two roommates, have you had any really cool experiences that have been related to Kansas Wesleyan?
Well, one thing that I really remember coming here the first week was like this orientation week where every day there was some new activity that the students all had to go to, and it was just a crazy busy week of all these new students just like getting to know each other and doing all these random activities together. And I remember one day we got in they had us just get in these vans and they drove us all downtown to go on this scavenger hunt, and we're all just like walking around on the street looking for things downtown, and it was kind of a cool experience because you got to do it with like all the other new people and everyone was new, so you got to like know everyone.
Awesome. So being from a community college, what do you think about like the differences in athletics and academics?
Academically, I think there is a big difference because the classes at Garden City compared to Kansas Wesleyan, they were way smaller, and I think they were honestly easier too, but the teachers here, I feel like they are bigger classes, but the teachers are really involved and they really want you to succeed here. And I feel like at this school, the teachers are more involved and they just really want to help you and get you to your goals. And
that's awesome. Well, I thank you for being on the show, and that's all the time we have for today. Back to you, Gage.
Thank Drew. That's all the time we have now. On behalf of our producers, reporters, and the studio crew, thanks for watching, and make sure to check in next week for another edition of News Desk. I'm Gage Thompson.